Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Fullerton with Bilingual Barrier Busters, and tonight I want to talk about the difference between a native speaker of a language other than English, such as Spanish, and a heritage speaker of that language living in the United States. Now, technically, you are a heritage speaker of whatever your mother tongue is. You learned it naturally, usually from your parents, relatives at home. You didn't have to study it. It was gifted to you by the other people in your family who spoke that language. You acquired it as a child, and it comes naturally to you. Now, there is nothing wrong with being a heritage speaker of a language. However, herein lies the problem. Basic interpersonal communication skills only take 2 or 3 years to develop at the most, 3 years to develop when an individual becomes bilingual. And that's also the case when people develop their own language skills. Stop and think about it. If a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old speaks English, 2 or 3 years later, we realize that that individual has a native grasp on the language, even though his vocabulary is quite reduced. He still has a lot to learn. Still, he can understand English. The grammar comes naturally to him. There's nothing strange about it, and he sounds good. Well, the problem is heritage speakers of Spanish who grow up in the United States, often all they learn of their language is what their parents speak at home, or what they maybe use in their neighborhood, at church, what have you. They never go to school in the language. Many of them never read in the language, and so their vocabulary is often quite limited. Oftentimes heritage speakers, even if they have an accent when they speak English, have a much broader lexical inventory in English than they do in Spanish. The problem that creates is oftentimes heritage speakers are called upon to interpret for business, church, some setting where specialized vocabulary would be needed, or even just an academic level of vocabulary would be needed. And oftentimes everybody expects that that level of skill is going to be there because, after all, they learn to speak Spanish at home. And oftentimes it's simply not. If you're a heritage speaker, read. Expose yourself to other levels of the language. Why learn